could, there we go. So let's start the meeting at 7:01. Yes. I'm Beth. I don't know if I've met you, Naomi. I don't know if I've met you before.
No, I don't think I've met you.
Okay. Well, I think for the roll call, I think everyone's here except for Brian and Rebecca.
Yes.
So hopefully everybody's got a chance to review the minutes from last meeting. I was a little rushing through doing that myself. Could I get a motion for accepting the minutes?
Second,
Was that
Thank
John and
you.
Ralph?
yes.
Thanks. Just remind me. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, we have some correspondence.
Need to vote.
We need to
We
vote
need-
on the motion.
Okay, all those in favor of the minute?
I have a question on the minute.
We do?
Yes, discussion. It says that I have been treasurer for 2 years and I'd rather sit that said 8.
Where's that? I'm sorry.
The bottom, item 6 on the minutes the last time.
First page, bottom of the first page.
Right. Not that important, but it has been 8 years.
It is important. You've done a bang up job.
But what should that be, Carol?
I think 8. I think we have
8.
just come to 8. I started about 8 years ago now.
Okay, we'll correct that.
So it would be a motion to approve the minutes as corrected. And shall we vote on that? Aye. Everyone who is in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Hi.
Aye.
Opposed?
aye.
I wasn't here, so I'm abstaining. Cheryl,
Okay. Now correspondence?
The correspondence was the memo from town council with the schedule for the budget work sessions. And we are March 13th, I believe, and at 2:30. And that will be in the council chambers,
March 17th?
17th, okay.
No, that was a question. Is it March 17th or
Oh.
It's
13th?
the 17th at
Yes,
2:30.
it is the 17th.
Yeah, it's pretty, it's pretty clear from the notice that they only want Gail there and that we can attend by Zoom if we would like to. If you've read the notice carefully. It's the same as last year. And if you're going to go, get there at least 15 minutes early because when they get done with one department, they immediately go on to the next, regardless of the time scheduled. Gail was done last year by the time her appointment time came up. Remember that,
Oh,
Gail?
so
Yes,
get there early. Is that what you're saying?
yes.
Yeah, they usually wind up early, so get there early. You're gonna go online on Zoom to participate. They'll let you talk, but you just can't go to the session.
Okay. Is there anything else?
No, that was it.
Okay. So the treasurer's report?
Okay, it's in the packet. Routine, Gail found a couple errors, but we've got that corrected and it's all set to hand over to you, Ralph.
Yay!
Yay.
Yay.
Again, National Appreciation Day.
Any questions? On the report?
We have no questions.
Well,
We vote on that? Is
No.
that what you
no,
said?
You don't
Oh,
vote.
I'm sorry. That's what I,
Yeah,
that's what I
no.
thought you said.
It gets filed.
Right. Then we have Gail's, the director's report,
Okay.
please.
The library budget has been entered into ClearGov as approved in December. My meeting with the mayor did not happen this morning. It's been postponed till next week. Something must have come up because he postponed all the meetings for today and tomorrow, and they'll be held next week. As you know, the priority is to increase the wages of library assistants to meet the minimum wage and to restore 16 hours of library assistant help to the schedule. I will also point out the increased cost for office and building supplies, along with the need to continue purchasing COVID-related products. The library is tentatively scheduled to meet with Town Council on Thursday, March 17th at 2:30, as we just discussed. Under library news, I'm happy to report the Town Council approved our request to apply for the fiber grants. I'm waiting for the State Library to review and accept the vendor applications for bids before submitting the grant request. The information is due to come out the first week of February. I had given an amount to Town Council, and it will not be any higher than that. I guess it could possibly be lower, but it won't be higher. Once I get the information, I'll be able to fill out those applications and submit them. We are once again resorting to virtual programs and make-at-home activities due to the rise in COVID cases after the holidays. We are taking it 1 month at a time as we monitor the situation. On the staff news, fortunately at this point, most of my staff have avoided getting COVID, but not so for some of their family members. In all instances, the cases have been mild and seem to improve within a few days. Juliana Olivieri has returned back to work, replacing Ava Saracenic. On another matter, I've started reviewing the job title and description for Jan Dawson, the Secretary Tech Services Assistant, and feel both the title and duties need to be updated. Secretary is an outdated job title. Administrative assistant would be a better choice and more in line with her duties. Tech Services Assistant is still a big part of her work and should remain in the job title. This person is a go-to person for so many things because there is no one else who can do them. The reduction in staff has the assistant librarians much busier at the desk and unable to take on other duties. For example, we recently upgraded our phone system at both libraries. The new system has many features that are important for us to use. Someone needed to work with the vendor to learn the new phone system and then train staff on how to use it. This involved having the vendor return 3 or 4 times to activate the features we wanted to use and to duplicate those features in both libraries. The same goes for any new equipment, software, etc. that the library purchases. This person is responsible for maintaining inventory and ordering all office and building supplies, anticipating needed supplies, researching vendors for the best price, keeping up with the bid contract pricing lists from various suppliers, placing orders and inspecting the orders that come in to be sure they are correct and in good condition. This staff member also provides assistance with grant applications to research products and determine the best options at an affordable price. Assistance working with Public Works on building issues. Assistance locating information and researching items as needed. And assistance coordinating computer issues with Lion. These are all things consistent with administrative assistant. The tech services piece involves processing all the items that circulate, such as typing, identifying labels, covering books, taping, stamping, etc. Volunteers are also recruited and trained to help with some of the processing tasks. This is a union position and will have to first go to the union for approval. And then I believe town council will need to approve it. I'm not looking for a salary upgrade, although it would not be unwelcome. And that's my report.
Does anybody have any questions?
Impressive variety of duties.
Pardon?
That's an impressive variety of duties that Jan has.
It is, yes.
My question would be, the title would be Administrative Assistant / Technical Services Assistant?
Correct, yes.
Okay,
So we're basically replacing the word secretary with administrative assistant.
and that lines up with other positions that are in the town.
I don't believe secretary is used at all anymore in town hall.
So we're saying it should line up with that.
Yes, yes.
What do we need to do for you to proceed with that? Is there anything we need to do?
Basically it's just information. I don't know that we need a motion to go forward with it, but I wanted to let you know that this is something that we would like to work on.
Would assistant, would it could also be technical services coordinator? If she's the one that's coordinating everything?
Well, we have a head of tech services position
Right,
who
okay,
does the cataloging, the acquisitions piece of it. The assistant does the processing piece of it.
right. Thank you for that, and I hope that works out because I think it's a good idea. Committee reports? Friends?
The Friends met last week. Unfortunately, I forgot to go to the meeting. It was a Zoom meeting. But I do know that they're going to be holding a buy one, get one free sale at both libraries on February 7th through February 12th. So good time to go and buy your reading materials because it's winter time and we stay indoors. So good time to read.
So,
So stock up. February
Valentine's
7th
present.
to 12th. And Gail, if there's anything else that I missed, you can report on that.
No, it was pretty much talking about the buy one, get one and maybe featuring certain holidays, special days, like in March, there's a share a book day, and they're talking about doing a focus on that, kind of for PR purposes.
Mhm. That's my report.
Thank you. Investment committee?
So the investment committee met last week. I believe it was last week. Everything is running together right now. And the majority of the discussion was around finalizing the investment guidelines that we are going to be sending to Sal, and that we will have the Library Commission review at initially before we do send it out. So one of the things that Harry was able to do is he was like so incredibly helpful in discussing the types of asset allocations that we want within the 4 funds. And we started out thinking that because we don't need the money right away, that we would be looking at growth opportunities for the money. And
Mhm.
Harry was able to explain to us that, you know, there are different types of growth opportunities, one being growth in income, one being growth. And what growth usually means are like high tech stocks like Google and Amazon and things like that, where there's no dividend income, and it's all fairly they're more speculative, risky stocks where you would get a potential higher investment gain. So after really careful consideration and a lot of back and forth discussion, we did decide that what we really are looking for from these 4 funds are all moderate growth in income, which means solid companies that have good dividend yields, where the dividend plus the expected appreciation in the stock value would come in historically a little bit less than the growth funds, but it would be far more conservative in that the swings that we're like seeing in the stock market now might not be as great. So once we have everything together, we will certainly run it by the committee or the commission, and that we should have it finalized, I think, at the next meeting. We also came up with several questions that we want to ask Sal as far as investment strategies and just inconsistencies that we've noticed within the different investment portfolios that they have. So so that's where we are. We're progressing, and we look forward to sharing our guidelines with you, hopefully in the next month. Are there any questions? Did I misrepresent for those on the committee?
No, good job.
Okay.
That seems right.
Great. Thank you for that. We have old business, and that's the fiscal year 2023 budget.
So I put that on there thinking I would have met with the mayor this morning, but that didn't happen. I don't know if anyone has any questions about budget going forward or the process.
Did everyone email the mayor asking for his support? I did.
I have March in my head, so I did forget. I had March in my head to do it, so
There's time.
it's
to
now
do-
on my top of my list. Okay. Anybody else? Any comments about that?
Nope.
The fiber grant? Yay, fiber grant.
Yep, again, I did get word that within the first week of February, they're expecting to get the information needed so that we can fill out the application and get it submitted. Happy
be
to
good.
do that.
You think ahead for everything, so it's appreciated for getting us moving forward and things. Anybody have any questions? So the nomination of officers for 2023. John's gonna have to walk me through this. Is it that we have a motion to elect officers?
Well, I think what you want to do right now is name who the nominations were. And I think it's I believe it's in the minutes.
Yeah. It
It's in
is.
the last minutes if you.
Yep.
And number 3.
Okay, so,
I'll make a motion that we elect Rebecca Nash, President, Elizabeth Rumry, Vice President, Ralph Hightower, Treasurer, and Ellen Granger, Secretary.
a second,
Is
I
second. I guess the question I have is, should we have a motion to elect before we open the floor for nominations and then close it?
Yeah, I believe, John, you got a little bit ahead. Right now, we're just naming the nominations.
So-
So,
the nominations are Rebecca
Well,
Nash for president,
yeah,
nomination Elizabeth Rumry for vice president, Ralph Hightower for treasurer, and Ellen Granger for secretary. Those are the nominations.
and then you can ask for nominations from the floor.
Are there any nominations from the floor?
I'll move the nominations be closed.
I second.
And now your motion, John.
Well, we have to vote on the motion to close nominations.
Oh,
Mhm.
see, I knew I was throwing myself on the mercy of you. So we have a vote on the nominations,
Closing the nominations.
closing the nominations.
Right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. Yes. So now we have a motion to elect the officers.
Correct.
I'll let somebody else do it.
So moved.
Second.
Who's that, Carol?
Yes,
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. Okay. You got me through that. I appreciate it. So is there anything else anybody would like to discuss tonight? Okay, there's a motion to adjourn.
Move it. I move to adjourn.
Your second?
I seconded. Carol?
I'm sorry, who made the motion?
Cheryl.
Thank you,
Sorry.
Cheryl. And who was the second?
Carol,
Cheryl.
Thanks, Cheryl and Carol.
right.
So the
Okay.
next meeting is the fourth Monday.
Correct.
Correct.
And I'd like to ask you all to stay on for a minute after it has adjourned. I'm gonna stop the recording.